The 404 template is actually pretty simple. According to WordPress, this file must be named 404.php. WordPress doesn't have any recommendations for this page, so we're going to keep it really simple. Create a file named 404.php and let's copy the code from the page template into this template. I'm going to get rid of everything except the header and footer. Then I'm going to open the 404 HTML static template. Copy everything from the page title to the content into the WordPress template like so. I'm going to make the most of this text translatable using the _e function. Remember to set the text domain. We have this search form that we can easily replace with the getSearchForm function. This function will search for a file called searchform.php and load it. We already created this template in a previous lecture, so we're just reusing it here. Go to your site and try visiting a completely random URL. You should see something similar to what I see. I've said it 100 times and I'll say it again. WordPress takes care of handling which templates to display. All we have to do is follow the naming conventions and create the templates. WordPress will make all queries and run any functions necessary to display a page. Now that we've finished the 404 template, let's begin working on the category template. Here's the load order for the category template. WordPress will search for a template named category followed by the slug name. Afterwards, it'll search for the templated named category followed by the ID of the category. Next, it'll search for the category and archive templates in that order. The category template is specifically for category pages. The archive template is used to display posts in chronological order. Unlike the category template, the archive template is used for various pieces of pages like tags, dates, etc. Let's get started with creating the template. It's basically going to be a copy of the index template. WordPress says we have to name this file category.php. So let's create that file and then copy everything from the index template into the category template. If we take a look at the static version of the category template, there's only two differences between the category template and the index template, and that is this strip with the title. There's also no breaking news widget, so we have to remove that as well. First, let's tackle this title at the top. Go back to the editor and open the category.html file. From the static HTML category template, we can just copy and paste the page title section like so. Replace the text with the function theArchiveTitle. This template tag is a special kind of template tag that doesn't need to be used inside a loop. Instead, this tag will check the main query and grab the archive title. WordPress considers this template an archive template. An archive is exactly what it sounds like. It is a list of posts. The category template is a special kind of archive template because it'll display a list of posts based on a category. You can find more information about the archive title function at the developer documentation. I'll provide a link to this in the resource section. For the description, we can use the archive description function, which will output the description if there is one. Lastly, let's remove the breaking news widget. If we refresh the page, you'll notice that the title is updated. That's pretty much all there is to this template. Something special about categories is that you can get even more specific with your designs. Let's take a look at the template hierarchy again. There's this section that describes which templates have precedence over others. Right now, we're using the category.php template. If this template didn't exist, then WordPress would load the archive.php template. If that template didn't exist, then the index.php template would be the default. Right above these three are more specific dynamic templates. You can create a template for a specific ID or slug. Let's explore how to do that. I'm going to go to the categories in my admin dashboard and view a particular category. If you look at the URL bar, you should see something along the lines of tag_ID followed by the ID of the category. Let's generate a template for this category. As instructed by the template hierarchy, in order to create a template for a specific category, we can use the slug or ID. The slug is prioritized first though. I'm going to create a file named category dash followed by the ID of the category and then .php. Then I'm going to copy everything from the category template into this template. To make this template a little more unique than the rest, I'm going to add some EM tags right after the title with a class of text-danger. The text inside can be anything you want. I'm just going to put something like important. If we did everything, then we should be able to see this text appear in red on our template. If you go back to the admin dashboard, then you should be able to click the View Category button. As expected, we now have the important text appearing. Of course, you don't have to use the ID. Let's try using the slug now. If you go back to that admin category page, you should see the field for the slug. Rather than using the ID, we can use the slug itself. I'm going to copy this slug and then I'm going to rename the category file we just created using this slug. After doing this, we should get the same result as before. I'm going to refresh my page and we should still see the text important appear. This is great. Now we know how to customize and create specific templates for categories. In some scenarios, creating a template can be a bit excessive if you only want to apply some CSS changes. Luckily, WordPress will generate classes for you to use. If you inspect the element and search for the body tag, then you should see the category followed by the ID. If you can recall, the body class function generates this for you, so you can use it for applying CSS to certain pages. It's always good practice to take advantage of these classes when possible. I'm going to open the custom.css file and apply some CSS. All I'm doing here is changing the page title color to yellow. If I refresh the page, then you should see the text change to yellow as I set it in the custom.css file. This looks horrendous, but it does get my point across. Before I wrap up this lecture, you may be wondering why bother creating the category template when the index template is almost the same. This is because your theme should be flexible. By having separate templates, you make it easy to apply changes to specific types of content. Having a file bloated with code is hard to maintain. I want you to make it a habit to create templates for all types of pages as this allows for more flexibility. The index template should be loaded only when any other template is not suitable for the job. I'm not saying the index template is bad, but if you rely on more than half of your pages to use the index template, you'll just make it harder to customize in the future when you need to.